Assalamu alaikum and peace. I just wanted to touch on something real quick. This is Bilal Abdullah, MABIA. Allah says in Surah chapter 2, verse 61, Allah says, "And recall when you said, O Musa, we can never endure one kind of food. So call upon your Lord to bring forth for us some of the earth, its green herbs and its cucumbers and its garlic and its lentils and its onions." Musa said, "Would you exchange what is better for what is less?" And he told them, "Go into any settlement, and indeed you will have what you have asked for." And they were covered with humiliation and poverty, and returned with anger from Allah upon them. That was because they repeatedly disbelieved in the signs of Allah and killed the prophets without right. That was because they disobeyed and were habitually transgressing. Now, when I look at the feminist movement, and I look at Muslim women falling into the feminist movement, it reminds me of this verse. They're talking about how they're not getting their rights, and therefore they need to join with a movement made up by kuffar, a movement made up by non-Muslims, a white woman who didn't even like black women, who don't even like black people, a movement created by a white racist woman. For instance, one of the founders, Elizabeth Cady Stanton, she was all about women's equality and women's fairness and all of this stuff. But then when it came to black men, she promoted violent anti-black sentiments against black men, and she would characterize them as sambos and as rapists. Or even about Susan B. Anthony, another one. She had many racist views, and she even stopped Elizabeth Cady Stanton. She basically bullied her into not mailing a letter publicly congratulating, I think it was Frederick Douglass, for his marriage to Helen Pitts, a white woman. Anthony told Stanton, "The marriage of a black man to a white woman has no place on our platform." Basically, Anthony was afraid that any open support of black rights would weaken the women's rights movements. And so you see that going on today. You see the feminist movement is very anti-black male. They're very anti-male, period, but they're very anti-black male. And you see these black feminists really attacking black men at every chance they get. And it's sickening. And this is what's crazy about when Van Jones stood up during that whole NFL thing they did with Jay-Z there, the NFL panel with Jay-Z there saying his Sambo stuff. Then you have Van Jones standing up talking about women's rights and trying to tie that into black people's struggle here in America, and then tying it into the LGBT. No. So this verse reminds me of the feminist movement, because the feminist movement also ties into the LGBTQ movement, because it's all about bringing chaos and destroying the order that Allah set in place and trying to get more rights than you need, more rights than Allah has set into place for you, more rights where there don't need to be rights at than where Allah has set for you. So it causes problems. So this is why when when the Jews said to Moses, "O Moses, we can never endure one kind of food. So call upon your Lord to bring forth for us from the earth its green herbs and its cucumbers and its garlic and its lentils and its onions." They were bored. Allah was sending them food from the heavens, blessed food. It was the same type of food, but it was food from the heavens, blessed by Allah. This was a miracle. They were eating miraculous food, and they were tired of it. Allah was sending down to them their food and their sustenance. Just like now, Allah has sent down to the women in the Quran their rights and what they should and what they can and can't do. But the women, many Muslim women of today, they aren't satisfied with the rights that Allah has given them. They want more rights. They want the same rights that men have, and it's not like that. So just like these Jews in Musa's time, they were bored with the same stuff. They wanted more. I want more. I'm tired of the same stuff. The women of today, I'm tired of these same rights that we have from the Quran from 1400 years ago. I need more. I see everybody else getting more. I need more. And so I say to them what Moses said to his people: would you exchange what is better for what is less? Allah has sent down to you from the heavens the rights that you deserve, but you're trying to go and get what is less, but you think it's more when really it's less, because all of these equal rights are going to do nothing for you. And so Musa tells them, look, you want that, go ahead and go get it. And so that's what you see the Muslim women of today do. They go run after the white supremacist structure. They run after the white supremacist movement of feminism. And then they try to twist it into their own, but they still fall back into the white supremacist system of feminism. So they run to the towns, they run to the cities, run to the settlements, and try to get more rights. And what happens is they get covered with humiliation. That's what happens. Even in these LGBTQ communities, which are basically sisters to feminism, there's racism in that. Even in the feminist movement, anti-blackness. So your family is covered with humiliation. You're covered with humiliation because once you get all these rights, what do you do with them? The hijabs come off, the makeup goes on. You're humiliating yourself. Now they want to start, going out to party. What's that one chick's name? I think I don't even know if she's Muslim anymore. She left the KSA and she ran away to Canada so she could live her feminist lifestyle, and they were quick to help her with it. She's covered with humiliation because she has given up what is better for what is worse. That is a humiliating state, but she thinks she's honored and in a high position. Just like many of the Muslim women today who run the feminism, they think they're honored and in a high position, and they're not. You're humiliating yourself, and you're covering yourself with poverty as well. And it may not be poverty from a financial standpoint, but it's poverty in a spiritual sense, because now you have lowered yourself from the high status Allah has given you through the rights He has given you by trying to get more than you need, or more than you deserve, or more than you're supposed to have. And when you're doing all of that, you're just returning with the anger of Allah upon you. Allah didn't instruct you to have equal rights as a man. Allah didn't instruct you to have equal rights as your husband. We have different rights because we're different people. That doesn't make someone better than the other. Allah has given us our position so that we will work in cohesion and unity. So when you're trying to get more than you need, you're throwing it all out of whack, and you're making Allah upset with you. A lot of sisters try to fool themselves and think that joining the feminist movement and trying to get equal rights for women is pleasing to Allah. And I don't believe that it is, because what you're doing is you're going outside of what Allah has commanded you and giving you down from the heavens. And this is what it goes on to say in the verse. It says that was because they repeatedly disbelieve in the signs of Allah. So it's proving my point. That was because they disobeyed and habitually transgressed. So you're disobeying Allah by trying to join these feminist movements and push it on the people. You're transgressing. You're habitually transgressing. So I just wanted to drop that, and just warn our Muslim sisters out there about this and how this verse applies to that. Peace.